Morning, 24th of August, miserable day today, very windy outside, raining, so I've decided to come in my shed and talk about what I seen last night. I was watching Sean's allotment on the Horse channel last night, and it got me thinking about rules and regulations that they have on allotments. Now, yeah, I accept you've got to have rules and regulations, otherwise people just do what they want and cause problems for other people. But it appears in some allotments there's no common sense. Listening to Sean last night, it appears due to individuals interfering in what he wanted to achieve on his plot, he was not allowed raised beds. Well, his were quite high, but even so, they were raised beds, simple as that. Well, I cannot for the life of me see how raised beds interferes with anybody else. Now, even on his new plot, he's had to take down his 8x8 shed because all he's allowed is a 6x4. Why? I don't see how it can cause any problems, his neighbours any problems, unless it was in the way, blocking light. But where he had his up, I think his was up against the railway embankment, so I don't see what the problem is myself. I'm lucky on my allotment site, as the rules are you must cultivate 75% of the plot with crops. The rest of the plot you can have greenhouses, polytunnels and a shed. As you can see here, I've got 2 greenhouses, a polytunnel and 2 sheds. With minimal really restrictions, again using common sense. My shed, this one I'm sitting in here now, is 8x10. Now in the winter months I like to be able to come in here, get in a warm, make myself a cup of tea and plan out what I'm going to do for the rest of the season. As I've said, what I like to do for the rest of the season, I plan for the spring, what seeds I'm going to use, sit down, have a cup of tea when I want. I can even make myself a hot soup or even cook myself a breakfast if I want down here because I've got a little stove. I've also, lucky enough, I've actually put a picket fence all the way around my plot. Now the reason I did that, because I've got a little dog. Now I'm quite lucky because none of the plot holders complain about him coming down here. In fact, they all come up, stroke him, give him biscuits and whatever. But because I like to think myself as considerate for other plot holders, I put the picket fence down to stop him wandering off my plot. Now, I wouldn't like any dog just wandering on my plot, walking over. It wouldn't know if it was going to do its business on there or whatever. So that's why I decided I'm going to put my little picket fence up. Nobody's complained, and it keeps my dog under control on my little plot. And it means I can bring him down here when I want. He has a little life by coming out and seeing something different, not stuck in the house all the time like some dogs are. So I think it's worthwhile. I keep looking down because I've made notes on my iPad that I want to go through. Sometimes though, I do think you've got to live and let live, haven't you? And some people won't do that. They like to interfere with what everybody else is doing instead of just getting on with their own life. And as I've said, providing you're not causing anybody else any hassle, I don't see why people have to get involved. I do realise, by the way, not everybody might agree with me, and some people say you must have rules and stick by them. But in my opinion, you should be a little bit flexible, enjoy life and just give people around you consideration. Anyway, that's my little rant over for the day, and I just hope that Sean, now he's moved, has a more peaceful life on his new plot.